Yo, what is going on, Raider Nation? It's your boy Samurai Raider back at it again with another video, and I just got back from the Raiders versus Vikings game here at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. It was great to finally see our guys in the silver and black back here home in front of the nation. And man, it was just a surreal feeling just to finally see our head coach Josh McDaniels take the field for the very first time as our new head coach. And I know he was feeling real good to go out there and perform in front of the Raider Nation.
I'm lucky and blessed to be the head coach here. That is the best atmosphere in a preseason game that I've ever been a part of.
Overall, the vibes at Allegiant Stadium was just great. Got to meet a lot of great people out there, a lot of great supporters out there, and overall just got to see our Raiders whip some candy ass and get this W against the Vikings, 26-20.
And you tell them one thing, just win, baby.
Coming into this game, we already know that the Raiders are coming off of an all-time high, after beating the Jacksonville Jaguars last week in the Hall of Fame game. The momentum was in our hand, and one of the biggest things that really stood out to me starting this game was seeing Thayer Munford Jr. starting at right tackle, which had me questioning what was going on with Alex Leatherwood. Now, I know that there was a lot of reports saying that Thayer Munford was working his way up the depth chart, but I did not know that he was going to come in this game and start at right tackle. But for the most part, from what I've seen, he was really, really solid, and he looks like a guy that could possibly take over that right tackle position going into the season. But there's still a lot of questions, and we still got a lot more time till we actually see who the final starting offensive linemen are going to be going into week 1. I do want to give a shout out to Malcolm Koonce and Jerry Green. They got the first sack of the game, and it was beautifully drawn up by Patrick Graham, and great way to start off the game, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I also want to give a shout out to the big O's. Kyle Pecco had a huge tip pass in the red zone, which led to the Vikings kicking a field goal. Quarterback Jarrett Stidham would start this game for the second week in a row. And overall, even though I don't think that he played as good as he did last week, he made a lot of key plays in this game. For example, having a huge rushing touchdown to put the Raiders up 10-0. Even though he did miss a wide open Kenyon Drake coming across the middle, he made up for it by getting into the end zone and giving the Raiders a touchdown to start off the game. Now, before the half, the Vikings were just running down our throats. Pause. They were doing whatever, whenever, however, getting down the field. But I would give our defense some credit because they held it down and they did not give up no touchdown, forcing the Vikings to kick a field goal. And the Raiders will go into halftime up 10-6. Now, going into the second half, Nick Mullins will come in at quarterback, and he looked really solid. Once he came in, had a lot of great plays, a lot of great passes here and there. One to Demarcus Robinson downfield, and oh my goodness, Demarcus Robinson went up and away and caught a ball over some dude's head. Had a huge play downfield to set the Raiders up for a score. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, that catch really had me like, Mullins would also find DJ Turner for a huge 34-yard touchdown play to put the Raiders up 16-6. Daniel Carlson would end up missing the field goal, but it don't really matter. We still up in this game. But it wouldn't take the Vikings too long to answer right back with a huge Albert Wilson touchdown to put them down 16-13. In the fourth quarter, we got to see Raiders' 7th-round rookie running back Britton Brown make plays and get into the end zone for his very first touchdown of his NFL career. That would put the Raiders up 23-13. The defense would show out a bit. Kendall Vickers got a sack. Tashawn Bowers also got a sack. And the Vikings would end up having only one more scoring drive to end the game, and the Raiders will go on to win this game 26-20. So even though this is preseason, the Raiders are undefeated and we are now 2-0. Now, I did have a couple of key points in this game. The first one being the quarterback battle. Like I said, Nick Mullins showed out in this game and I felt like had a better game than Jarrett Stidham, going 7 for 9 for 94 yards and a touchdown. Now, I'm not going to say that Jarrett Stidham played really bad. I'm just saying that overall, Nick Mullins looked much, much better. Stidham would go 10 for 15 for 68 yards, also having 4 carries for 16 yards and 1 touchdown. At the end of the day, I can confidently say that our quarterback room is solid. The backups behind Derek Carr are both solid. I love what I've seen from Jarrett Stidham and Nick Mullins. The way that they just controlled this offense and found a way to put points on the board and end up winning last week's game and this week's game, I'm really impressed. I do got to give a bit of a shout out to Jarrett Stidham though for calling out a reporter in his post-game interview for stepping on the Raiders logo. And if you guys don't know, that is a huge no-no.
Don't step on the logo.
No! God, please, no!
to that reporter. Come on, Noose! I do got to give a shout out to my guy, Mike Dixon, for that clip. Now, in my pregame preview, I talked to you guys about how excited I was looking forward to seeing these running backs in today's game. And first up, we actually got to see running back Britton Brown's debut for the Las Vegas Raiders, and I would say he looked solid for the most part. He had 14 carries for 54 yards and a touchdown. Austin Walters also looked solid out there, even though the stat sheet don't look too great. He really was a force to be reckoned with on the offensive side of the ball. He had 7 carries for 30 yards. Now, Zamir White, on the other hand, is a guy that I really pumped up last week and really showed out last week. In this game, though, he didn't really do too much out there. Whether you could blame the offensive line or not, he only had 5 carries for 13 yards. Another unit that I do want to put a spotlight on is our special teams. They did not look good in this game, especially in the return game. The Vikings had 5 returns in this game for 118 yards with a 56-yard return on one of those plays. I mean, I don't know, man. Tom McMahon has got to do something about this, because if we go into the regular season looking like this, it's going to be a long day for this special teams core. Now, I also want to talk about the defensive tackle depth that we have right now. Like I said last week, I wasn't really impressed with what I've seen, and this week, I still wasn't impressed with the defensive tackle room. I said earlier in this video that the Vikings running game was killing us, and they were going right up the gut. We had no type of pressure on the interior defensive line. At this point, the Raiders need to go do something and bring somebody in, whether it's Ndamukong Suh, Darius Philon, or somebody else out there that can help this team, this defense, cause some kind of pressure. Because again, if we go into the regular season looking like that against some of the elite running backs, it ain't gonna look pretty. That's all I have to say. Now, with all those compliments and concerns that I had, those key points that I had, overall, this team really looks disciplined out there, and I'm excited to see how this team is going to look going into the regular season under Josh McDaniels. You could definitely tell that Josh McDaniels has his hand over this team, and just to see how our offense looks driving down the field, our running backs look going down the field, scoring points and whatnot. We don't even have our star guys out there, and just to see how well this offense is moving, man, the NFL better watch out. With that said, reports are going around that the Raiders are going to be cutting their roster down from 90 to 85 players. And once I do find out who those 5 players are, then I will update you guys with a video possibly tomorrow or the day after.
My neck and my back.
Now, I did want to highlight this one special player as my, I guess, player of the game, and for the my neck and my back play of the game, that guy being wide receiver DJ Turner, man. He had a huge game today, having 3 receptions for 58 yards and a touchdown. And you cannot forget about that beautiful 34-yard touchdown play where he just put on them afterburners.
Now they're kicking to a 3.
5 guys coming. Mullins gets the pass away. First down to DJ Turner.
Raiders! My neck and my back.
My. Shout out to DJ Turner for showing out in this game. He has a bright future. I don't know if he's going to make the roster or not, especially with how deep this wide receiver room is, but I can definitely say that his future is bright, and if he can find a spot on this roster, it would be great. Most likely would be on our practice squad. Hopefully we could stash him in our practice squad and bring him up whenever we do need him. But with that said, Raider Nation, who is a player that really stood out to you in this game? How are you feeling about this game? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. All right, Raider Nation, that is all I have for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget, smack that like button just the same way we smacked the Minnesota Vikings today. Also, if this is the very first time you come across my channel and you love the Las Vegas Raiders, then hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this. Road to 40K, your boy is almost there, so help and ooze out. Also, I will be putting the links to all the upcoming Raider events that I'm going to be a part of down in the pinned comment below. So if you guys are interested in any of those events, man, then hit the link down in the pinned comment. Until the next video, this your boy Simone Raider, and your boy is
Started off in Oakland, now we here. Thought that we was done, we just hit another gear. Look, started off in Oakland, now we here. Hey, pull up with the nation in the silver black gear. Look, 4 games straight, we in the playoff. Shout out to the Chargers fans, y'all enjoy the layoff.